Hi YouTube, my name is Heather and I love anti-MLM content here on YouTube. Today I'm super excited for us to watch just a few minutes of a Beachbody team call where a very well-known Beachbody coach is telling another team about how to change people's lives during the COVID-19 pandemic with either the Beachbody coaching opportunity or Beachbody programs. This video was filmed in March 2020, so at the very beginning of the pandemic, when people were either losing their jobs, having to work with masks and coming in contact with people and worrying about getting sick, and when people were sent home to work from home. So, as always, I'm really excited to hear what you think below, and let's get started.
Where I understand the ripple effect of changing one person's life. And if you've been here for one day, you understand that too. I've just been here to see it play out for 6 years, right? So I understand that when you're helping one person, you could change family trajectory, right? Like the entire family's trajectory by helping that one person. So we can't be afraid to show up for that one person because she needs us. So hit your goals for
I've seen a lot on Instagram and anti-mom content on YouTube where there's like a general saying, help a mom save a family. So this woman is saying that if you help someone sign up either as a Beachbody coach or connect them to the programs, that you're going to help a mom be happier, healthier, more fulfilled in day-to-day life, have friendships. And because of that, because of making a mom happier in her life, you are going to vastly improve the lives of like their spouse, their kids, their aunts, their uncles, and everything. And so she's connecting the coaching opportunity, which we know majority of people aren't going to make any money, to changing the course of an entire family's life. What do you think about that below? In my opinion, that's kind of preying on people's need and desire to improve the lives of those around them and their loved ones. And I think it's predatory to be saying things like that during the pandemic when there is so much suffering and pain. And during March 2020, even if you were lucky enough to keep your job, your entire routine was thrown upside down and you didn't have the small day-to-day conveniences that we all had, and everything was different and everyone was suffering in some way, even if you did have a job.
you, chase those goals for you, but also don't hold it back for her because you don't know what she needs. And she might only connect with you, right? She might only connect with Caitlin's story. And if she heard from me, she'd be like, you are too much, girl. Like, wow. And she's like, Caitlin, you are my girl, right? And I don't even know. Caitlin, I don't know. I'm just picking you because I see you right there. Point is, it's really important that we understand our value and that we don't decide that people aren't going to want to join us now. Because people actually do want at-home workouts. People actually do want really convenient food. They actually do want the opportunity to connect with other women from all across the world.
Sure, none of that is false. I'm sure people during the pandemic might have been worried about gaining the quarantine weight, and so maybe they were making a really conscious effort to eat better and to exercise and keep their routines in place even when they're at home. But yes, while that's true, a lot of people don't have, or at that point, did not have the extra disposable income to spend $160 on a Beachbody Challenge pack. And then if they were suckered into being a coach, like $16 a month on the coaching fee. And during this time, we saw Beachbody CEO Carl Deichler and the most famous Beachbody coaches talk about like March, April was like the biggest time of growth for Beachbody in its history, and a record number of new coaches signed up to be a part of the business. And I wonder why. It's because people were sent home, people were unemployed, people had the anxiety of, I still need to feed my family, even though the world is falling apart around me. I'm going to try this because I'm just so desperate and I need something to work. They were also preying on the people who had to continue working in the public, in the community, but were scared of getting COVID and giving it to other people around them, like their kids or their spouse or their grandparents who might be more vulnerable to severe outcomes. And so it's just kind of preying on everyone's weaknesses during that time. And the fact that their Beachbody CEO was just so proud of his company growing so much when everyone was extremely vulnerable and scared shows what the bottom line is. It's not really about impact like everyone likes to say it is in Beachbody. It's about bringing as many people into the scheme as possible so as to continue making money off of the coach's monthly personal volume requirements and their monthly fee. I know that was rambly. I'd love to hear what you think about this specific thing below.
Actually do want other moms that are like, help. They actually do want other women that are working from home for the first time. They actually do want a way to earn income. They do want more fulfillment. They want a side hustle.
Of course they want a way to earn income because lots of people were fired and still had 3 kids that needed to be fed. They still had medical expenses because if you're in the US, unfortunately, you have to pay for doctor's visits, right? And so of course people needed to make income. Of course people needed fulfillment because they weren't able to go out and do like their yoga classes or go on runs with their friends. They were stuck at home. And so you're telling us how people are vulnerable during that time, and you're just telling us to prey on them anyways. And I don't like that. It's very icky. If I was sitting here listening to this, I would take it as a huge red flag and leave. But we know that people were so desperate during this time that they just wanted it to work and might overlook those red flags.
A lot of helpers that are at home. How many teachers do we have? Drop in the chat if you're a teacher. We have a ton of teachers on our team. So teachers are like, yeah, okay. Yeah, there's always social workers, teachers, all the Enneagram 2s. Do you guys do Enneagram? Enneagram 2s in the house. Okay. Yes. Like Jennifer's like, that's me. I'm a 2. What's up? Okay. Enneagram is life. If you don't know what Enneagram is, you should Google it. It's incredible. Okay, if you do know Enneagram, who's a 7? Will you drop in a chat? Because that's me and we're like aliens. Okay, point is, see, that's what 7s do too. Like we squirrel and then we have to like come back. Colleen gets it. Point is, it's really important that the helpers right now that are at home and they're struggling to feel like they can help. There are some people right now, humor me this, a woman that you maybe know, or maybe you can connect with this, who right now does have a job. She's still making income. She's working from home, right? But she feels this like rip at her heartstrings that she wants to serve the world right now.
So she's talking about people who, maybe worked in an office job and it was easy for them to transition to working from home, but are so scared and worried about the safety of their friends and family and all of the pain and suffering in the world. So she's going to tell us about how Beachbody can be fulfillment for that person who just wants to help vulnerable people.
Now, in some way, she needs to make an impact. It's literally killing her, right? Like she's so unfulfilled because she feels so freaking helpless because she's an Enneagram 2 helper. Enneagram 2s, teachers.
No, she's feeling helpless because the entire world was falling apart at that time and everyone in the world felt helpless in some way. And not just Beachbody, but all MLMs did prey on people's need for income, for fulfillment, like she's talking about, for social connection, for having something to themselves other than being a spouse, a mom, or a dad, right? And they all of the MLM companies preyed on that. And we saw Beachbody coaches and Arbonne distributors say, and for the United States, use your stimulus check to sign up for this business so you can make more money later. And I don't remember exactly how much the stimulus checks were, but we saw Beachbody coaches say, it's only $160 to start Beachbody, and then you have all this stuff that's left for food. And it's like, no, if people really need stimulus checks during that time in March 2020, they need it for food. They need it for their bills because people didn't have income because they were fired. People who have no money should not be joining an MLM, but then they'll say, because you don't have money for the starter kit, that's why you need this. And then things will come in like, you need to take out a credit card, you need to borrow money from your grandma, you need to take a loan, you need to sell your clothes, sell your books, you need to have a garage sale, you need to do what it takes to start because you don't have money, but if you start, you will make money later. So please don't borrow money from your family for an MLM because chances are you're not going to make the money back. You're going to go into greater debt and then you're not going to be able to pay your loved one back. And then that's just going to lead to weird relationships there because there might be resentment that you didn't pay the person back, even though it's not your fault. And the system was literally set up for you to fail and for you to lose money. I know I went off on a tangent, but let me know what you think about that below.
people in service providing roles, right? You know how much it sucks when you can't help someone else. That's where you get a lot of your joy and fulfillment from. So we're robbing her of the potential to impact if we decide that she can't do this because the world feels crazy right now. Is that fair to her? Is that fair to the people that she could serve and the ripple that she could make? It's not.
In the video, I think it was titled "How to Ignore the Opinions of Others in Your Beachbody Business," someone who commented made a really great point that Beachbody coaches have to have a high level of narcissism to think that through this coaching scheme, they can change the lives and trajectories of families. They can help give teachers and people who just want to help fulfillment during a horrible pandemic. They can change hundreds and hundreds of lives and make a huge impact when these people are not trained in health, fitness, nutrition. They don't have qualifications. They don't actually have the ability to change people's lives through their coaching scheme. And it's just so interesting that these people have such a huge opinion of themselves and their abilities, but when you look at the income disclosure statements, you'll see majority of people don't make any money and even lose money. But then MLM coaches like Ray Higdon, which we will watch another video of him, and top Beachbody coaches will say that's because those people don't try, they didn't do the work to make money, that's because they're just coaches for the discount and they're not actually building their business. So the woman like this who's saying, oh, we can change everyone's life, it's not connected to the reality of the financial reality of the vast majority of people who are in Beachbody. Sorry, I'm in a really rambly mood. I wasn't planning on saying any of this, but then it's just coming out. So again, let me know what you think.
Not about us. It's about us getting out of our own damn way and making sure that the thoughts that we're thinking are actually serving us.
So 2 things. I know I literally just paused. It's not about us, so we need to get out of our way and we need to make sure our thoughts are serving us. So it's not about us. Beachbody coaches like to say this opportunity is a gift. And if you don't bestow this gift onto others, you are being selfish and you're robbing people of the opportunity to change their lives, become better moms, dads, friends, daughters, whatever. And they top coaches like to say that to try to help those who are feeling icky and strange about cold inviting and harassing their friends and family to join the business, and say, well, if they don't see the gift, you don't want them on their team anyways. So what do you think about that one? I would love to hear it. And I totally forgot what the other point was, so we're just going to keep listening, and when I remember, I will tell you.
So I would challenge you right now, friend to friend, as someone who has seen the blessings of this business tenfold in terms of relationships and what it's taught me about myself and impact and income and all of these things that I'm so freaking grateful for. But I will challenge you to make sure that you have a story about this season of your life right now and this season of your business. And if it's not serving you, we need to find a silver lining.
Okay, I remember. Your story that you're telling yourself about your business and your life has to serve you. So in my opinion, during the COVID-19 pandemic context in March 2020, this could be, so you're telling a story that doesn't serve you. What's an example? Oh, I don't want to invite people because everyone's losing their job, no one has any money to join, and I just need to leave them alone and let them figure it out. But if you're telling a story that's serving you, you're saying, I have a gift to bestow upon my loved ones. They need this. They need connection. They need fulfillment. They need financial stability. They need time freedom. They need something for themselves apart from being a parent or a spouse. So I'm going to invite them. So they want you to change your thoughts, stop your negative thoughts, and try to evolve them into something positive. Even though during March 2020, the fact that MLMs were targeting extremely vulnerable, sad, scared people is unforgivable, is disgusting. And she's just telling you to change your thoughts. So instead of following your gut instinct and thinking, okay, this is predatory, I shouldn't be doing this, she wants you to change the story in your head so it serves you. But in reality, it's not serving you because you're ignoring your gut instinct. It's serving Beachbody and the bottom line of getting as many coaches signed up as possible so they can continue making money off of you. And by they, I mean like the CEO, the people at the very top of the corporate structure who benefit from having thousands and thousands of new financially vulnerable people come into the business. And of course, all of the high up uplines of 15-star diamonds as well. But I'm just thinking about like Carl Deichler.
That doesn't mean it's rainbows, butterflies, and happy little unicorns to build your business right now, nor is it ever. And anyone that tells you that is full of crap, okay? It's not always going to be easy. But since when are you proud of yourself for the easy stuff? I'm excited for when you come out of this and you're like, okay, I'm switching to the next screen. Chelsea is like, what is up? I'm so resilient. Look what I made of. I'm so excited. And Lindsay's like twerking because she's pumped up.
So is it about, it's not about me, it's about the people I can serve and help during this horrendous time, or is it about making yourself proud? I'm a little bit confused here. So which one is more important? Impacting others or impacting my own perception of myself?
About the impact that she made during a hard season, right? Think about that, you guys. We have the biggest potential right now to make our future selves proud and impact a ton of people that seriously need us right now, right?
So another example of making sure your story serves you, adding on the making yourself proud. So I need to push myself out of my comfort zone. I need to invite people, even though I feel horrible about this and everyone is extremely vulnerable and sad and scared, but I need to do this to make an impact. And then like next year, I'm going to be proud of myself for the people that I helped. And that's so sad because if you're watching this video, if you watch any anti-MLM YouTubers like Deanna Mims or Isabella Lanter, you know that MLMs are not going to help vulnerable people. It's going to make it worse. It's going to worsen their mental health, their financial state, their self-esteem, their relationships, their friendships. It's just going to make everything worse. And it's the last thing that vulnerable people during the COVID-19 pandemic need. What do you think about that?
Okay, I want to do a question. Do you guys have...
Oops, she's literally done. That's all I wanted to talk about, just the COVID-19 related stuff. So as I said, this was filmed right at the beginning of the pandemic. So right when everyone was sent home and everyone was scared and worried, and this is kind of what coaches were taught to do. Change the story in your head, say, I'm not preying on vulnerable people, I'm helping people, I'm making an impact, and I'm going to make myself so proud a couple years down the road. So I know that was really rambly. As I said, I wasn't planning on saying any of that stuff, but it just came out. I hope you got some value from it. If I missed anything or if you have thoughts or opinions on something, I would love to hear it below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.